Welcome to GOJOGO, where you get to follow me on my worldwide adventure. In this video, number 4, we go back, all the way back to January 4th of this year when my adventure starts. In the last video, we talked about what I packed for the adventure. So, grab a bowl of popcorn and a drink if you're drinking things, and sit back and relax, and let's get started. Okay, loading up the car. Try to take this out. See how I gotta do this horizontal? This originally supposed to... Can you see your guitar and everything? See your guitar? Look. Dang, man.
That's my guitar.
It's back in there behind this. You want to see it?
No, it's okay. Let's see if it closes.
It does. Okay, here's the family waving goodbye. Starting to feel a little nostalgic in the stomach. All right, bye-bye, everybody. Here I am buying some soap. Last time at Berkeley Bowl. I've been coming to this market for, I don't know, over 20 years, like 25 years maybe. Once a week, shopping for the family. Here I am on my trip, and I need to get some of this right here. Some of this soap for the washing machine, 7th generation. It's a good bio-friendly soap. And right up here, I'm going to try their hand soap, which I've been using lately. So I'm going to give that a try. So last time at this shop, bye. The journey starts in earnest after Berkeley Bowl. First, a little route planning on the computer in the car, and then it's off. Set up autopilot for some comfortable driving, sit back and relax. You're now going to see a stream of photos and videos. I'm going to let the pictures tell the story and not comment on each image. But here's a brief itinerary of what you're going to see. There's lunch, toasted cheese sandwiches and a Caesar salad at the Cowgirl Creamery in Point Reyes Station. Then I search for a hotel in Bodega Bay. The next day, we wake up and have a bite to eat in Point Arena at a small cafe called Cove Coffee and Tackle. Actually, I had a double lunch there because remember, I don't eat dinner, so I eat a lot for lunch. Then I backtrack at low tide to Bowling Ball Beach. Now you have to figure out how all those round rocks ended up on the beach in soldier formation. I have my theories, but what do you think happened? Well, here we are at Bowling Ball Beach. Not quite 2 o'clock, but most of these rocks are exposed right now. So I don't think the tide going out is going to make much of a difference. Here's the big question. Why is there a group of rocks, like a bunch of soldiers standing in a row right here? Let's look at the cliff. Obviously the rock must have come from the hillside here. But why there's something special about this part of the hill that these rocks came from? I don't know. I have to think about it. That's the question for the day. After leaving Bowling Ball Beach, I passed by a bakery that Dawn told me about. I didn't try it, unfortunately, because they just had baked goods and I'm not too into sweets. And then I passed by Glendevan, which is an inn that my wife and I visited a few times before and after we got married. It was a really nice inn, a bed and breakfast, just south of the city of Mendocino. So I spent the night at a hotel and took a quick look at the beach. I tried flying my drone, and unfortunately it didn't work there, so I couldn't show you those beautiful shots of the surf. And then I crossed the mountains to Laytonville. Hello everybody, friends and family. Wow! Here we are at the Laytonville supercharging station. I'll give you a picture of it right here. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. While the car is charging at this supercharger, I search out some lunch and I find a small cafe and get an Asian chicken salad with cilantro, although they didn't have the cilantro, unfortunately. Then I head up 101 through Humboldt on my way to Eureka and Arcata, California. I have to stop and buy an electric toothbrush while my car is charging there, and then I go to a recommended place for dinner. The guy at Laytonville recommended I go here for dinner, a place called Paul's Live from New York Pizza. I check into the motel in Arcata, and I take out my bag of snacks I brought from home. I feel like a little fruitcake, and look what I find inside. My lovely wife has hidden another photograph of my boys. I'm finding these photographs all over my luggage. What a nice surprise. When I get up in the morning in Arcata, I meet some Israelis in the breakfast room of the motel. They're on their way up to, I thought it was Vancouver, Canada, but probably Vancouver, California, and they're on their way to a cannabis convention. Very appropriate for this area of California. After that, I head to a lagoon called Big Lagoon on the recommendation of Graham Chisholm. And when I get to Big Lagoon, I discover Mike, who likes to take his kayak out in the freezing cold water and roll around, get his head all wet. He does that many times. So after watching Mike freeze his head off, I take off for Coos Bay.
Some people bring sailboats out here, windsurfers, but mostly kayaks and some boats for fishing.
Tell me your name again.
Mike Leipold. Yeah, glad to meet you, Joseph.
Nice to meet you. Have fun rolling your
kayak.
Kayak. Did you
This
make?
is the most dangerous part of the day, getting in this thing.
Did you make that kayak?
Someone did. It's a kit, but I bought it from someone who built it for me. Takes about 150 hours to build one of them, and I wasn't up to it, so.
And you said you're 63?
What's that?
63 years old? You. Are you 63 years old?
No, I'm 63, yeah.
63, yeah.
I'm old.
Not that old. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I get up in the morning at Coos Bay and get ready to head out to Eugene. Along the way, it starts to rain, and I stop in a small town and go to a Yelp or internet recommended Mexican restaurant and have a really good plate of fajitas and a stack of tortillas and rice and frijoles. Wow, that was great. Then in the car, and I stopped by Arcimoto, which is a company that makes a electric FUV, fun utility vehicle.
And then we gotta stand on the hydraulics to keep us on an incline.
While I'm charging up the old DC at the Springfield Supercharger, I do a little research on tire chains because I'm hearing about all the snow that's coming up north. And then I meet Rob Anderson. Rob is charging his car, his Model S. He bought a used Model S. He's in the stall next to me. And Rob is the first non-family, non-friend follower to sign up on the channel. So, hey Rob, how's it going? And thanks for signing up. After I'm charged up, I'm heading up to Portland. Here I am in Rio's building, waiting for the concierge to get my key and find out about all the rules. Pretty cool place. Rio's working at Kaiser, so I'm feeling hungry, and I go to a shop that Rio recommends right across the street called Nong's and have some chicken and rice. After that delicious meal, I'm still feeling hungry, so I pop in and have some pizza and a beer. The next morning, Rio suggests I head up the gorge and take a look before the snows and rain come. So I take off in the Tesla, and my first stop is the Vista House, a cool old sort of Art Deco government building, and a lot of fog and clouds, so I barely see the gorge. And then I drive on a little further and check out some famous waterfalls and take you along. When I get back from visiting the gorge, I am kind of hungry. And so I go back to Nong's because I didn't quite have enough of that chicken and rice. And now they have their specialty fried chicken skin. So I get an order of that and a giant double size of chicken and rice. On Rio's first morning off from working at Kaiser, we go for a walk around Portland. We go by a famous postmodern building designed by Michael Graves, I believe it was in the 80s. And this building kind of put postmodern architecture on the map. It's looking a little dated now, and they're doing some repairs on it. Then we grab a couple tacos at a eating spot and walk around the river, and we notice, or Rio points out these sort of water collection features that a lot of buildings have, where they collect water and disperse it back into the ground. And the last photo in this little group shows the wind turbines on top of Rio's building. This building is a platinum LEED building. Rio and I went to this great Russian restaurant called Kachka, and they had amazing dishes. One of the best dumplings I've ever had, and a really good beet borscht and stuffed cabbage, and we had caviar and then this salmon plate. And I got so into the food I forgot to take pictures, so sorry for the bad photography here. I went back to the Apple store the next morning to buy this microphone. So some of the video that you saw before actually has the microphone because I filmed it after I bought it, but some of it, like this one, has before the microphone. But after this, everything should have the better microphone. So that was it, Apple Store. I grabbed a quick bite of lunch at a restaurant called Lardo, and nice Caesar kale and smoked pork sandwich. So that's kind of be it for this video. I have more Portland I'll show you in the next video. So goodbye.